Once upon a time in the quiet town of Serenity Grove, an old dilapidated farmhouse stood in stark contrast to the surrounding serenity. This isolated homestead was nestled amidst vast fields of onions, a peculiar crop that lent the air a constant, pungent aroma. The townsfolk, long accustomed to the ceaseless weeping of those who worked these fields, were oblivious to the sinister secret that lurked beneath the onion's potent tears. In the heart of this onion empire resided a reclusive farmer, a figure of mystery and intrigue. His presence was as elusive as the morning fog, yet his essence was as pervasive as the onion's scent. Whispered tales danced around the town, painting chilling images of eerie rituals performed under the veil of darkness. It was said in hushed tones that the farmer had struck a pact with an otherworldly force, turning his onions into tearful harvesters of human sorrow. And so, one fateful night, a curious teenager named Emily decided to investigate the legend herself. Armed with nothing but a flashlight and a thirst for adventure, Emily sneaked into the onion fields under the cover of darkness. The moon hung low, casting an ominous glow over the swaying onion stalks. A chill ran down her spine as she ventured deeper into the fields. The smell of onions was almost overpowering, filling the air with a pungent aroma that stung her eyes. As she walked, the onions seemed to pulsate with a strange energy, their skins glowing with an ethereal light. The silence was deafening, save for the soft rustle of the onion stalks in the wind. It felt as though the fields were alive, watching her every move, whispering secrets in a language she couldn't understand. Suddenly, her foot hit something solid. Looking down, she saw a hidden cellar door concealed beneath the tangled vines. The door was old and weathered, its wood groaning under the weight of secrets it held. Her heart pounded in her chest as she reached down to pull at the rusty handle. The air grew thick with anticipation as the door creaked open, revealing a damp, dimly lit chamber below. Emily's heart pounded in her chest, her curiosity piqued by the mystery that lay before her. With a deep breath, she descended the steps, her flashlight casting long shadows on the stone walls. With a deep breath, Emily opened the door, unknowingly stepping into a realm of horror. What met Emily was a damp, dimly lit chamber, a grotesque statue of an onion-headed figure at its center. The room was suffused with an eerie silence, broken only by the unsettling whispers that seemed to seep from the very walls. As she drew closer to the statue, the whispers amplified, morphing into anguished cries that echoed through the chamber. It was then that the realization struck her. The onions were not mere vegetables, but vessels, conduits, channeling a malevolent spirit that thrived on human suffering. This was the Tearful harvest, a spectral entity, bound to the fields of onions surrounding the old farmhouse, drawing sustenance from the tears shed by those who worked the fields. The more they wept, the stronger it grew, the louder the cries of the tormented spirits became. As Emily stood in the heart of this dark secret, a sense of dread washed over her. The air thickened, growing heavy with an unseen force. The statue, bathed in an ethereal glow, pulsed with an otherworldly energy. It was as if the room itself had come to life, the walls closing in, the whispers growing louder. A force invisible yet potent seemed to tug at her very soul. Fear gripped Emily and she turned to flee, but the cellar door had slammed shut. She was trapped. Outside, the onions swayed violently, their weeping escalating into a deafening chorus of sorrow. Emily's eyes stung, tears streaming down her face. The more she wept, the more the entity seemed to delight in her fear, her sorrow. As Emily wept, the malevolent force fed on her sorrow, growing stronger with every tear. The once benign onions transformed into harbingers of suffering, pulsating with the energy of the trapped spirits. Each tear shed, each sob uttered, fueled the entity, fortifying its grip on Serenity Grove, ensuring the Tearful harvest would continue. The Tearful harvest, a chilling reminder of the evil that could lurk in the most innocuous of places, forever haunting the quiet town of Serenity Grove. Legend has it that on certain nights the townspeople can still hear the weeping of the haunted onions. Even today, the spectre of the Tearful harvest looms over Serenity Grove. The old farmhouse, though shrouded in dilapidation, emanates an eerie glow, a chilling testament to its haunted past. The onions continue to weep, their sorrowful cries echoing through the once peaceful town. Serenity Grove remains a town forever haunted by the Tearful harvest, a dark tale whispered to warn others of the dangers that lurk in the seemingly innocent fields of onions.